You want to hear me tell you about a place? Well, of the areas in which I do business, Doylestown is easily one of my favorites. Recognized by USA Today as having the best small town cultural scene in the nation, the seat of Bucks County is home to beautiful architecture, scenery, entertainment, an award winning school district, and so much more. Let's take a brief look at Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Our historical fact for this week. In 1692, an Irish immigrant named Edward Doyle received a land grant from William Penn himself. Edward moved from Rhode Island to his newly gained land and raised his family. Then, in 1745, William Doyle built himself a tavern, which led to the surrounding area being referred to as William Doyle's Tavern, or Doylestown. William went on to build 6 more taverns, but of them only one remains standing to this day, and that is the Fountain House. An interesting side note, during the Revolutionary War, the Fountain House was owned by a British loyalist, resulting in the property being seized by the government and sold at auction. This is where we get the phrase, "no doy." This is another borough with enough history to make an entire series about, but I would recommend taking a day to explore Doylestown's many museums and learn its history firsthand. There's tons to do here for both residents and visitors alike. So even if you're not considering a move to Doylestown, you may want to keep it in mind for a weekend staycation. From shopping in museums to shows and fine dining, anything you would want to find in a city can be found right here. There's so much more than I could cover in a quick video, but here are my top 5 places not to miss. Starting off the list, we have the Michener Art Museum, wherein you will find, among a great many other things, original paintings by William B.P. Trago. And if you don't know who that is, check out my video on North Wales. Next, we have Fonthill Castle, which was built by Henry Mercer as his home. And here's a picture of old Henry and his dog Rollo, both of whom you will learn all about. Speaking of, take a step back in time at the Mercer Museum. It's like Diagon Alley in this place. Next, we have the Moravian Pottery and Tileworks Museum, where you can buy reproductions of the tiles you'll see all over Fonthill, the Mercer Museum, and even scattered about Doylestown as a whole. Now, you may note the similarities in architecture between Fonthill, the Mercer Museum, and the Moravian Pottery and Tileworks. That's because these 3 structures are the only cast-in-place concrete structures built by Henry Mercer. And they just don't make concrete like they used to. Now that you've had your fill of culture, let's just do some shopping. Main Street and State Streets are teeming with the coolest little shops, restaurants, bars, enough to burn half your day right there. I'm not even going to get into any particular shops, bars, or restaurants because there are just too many. I don't want to leave anybody out. And after all of that, come and relax in Central Park. And if you have little children's, the Kids Castle will keep them occupied for as long as you need. I'm going to add one honorable mention, and that is Peace Valley Park. Though it's not actually in Doylestown, it has a Doylestown address. And one time, a little Domovoy here decided he was going to take a dip in the water and refused to come out. And it's funny now, but at the time I was certain he was going to swim straight across Lake Galena and run into the forest and no more dog. But I got him. I always get him. For a living list of current events and goings-on, you can check out doylestownalive.com, and I'll leave a link in the description. I know that I've left out tons of exceptional establishments, so before you give me a thumbs down, I would advise you take a trip and see for yourself what you're missing. That's the fun stuff. Now, let's get into the real estate-related information. Doylestown is in the Central Bucks School District, which Niche.com rated as an A+ school district, and PublicSchoolReview.com states Central Bucks School District has one of the highest concentrations of top-ranked public schools in Pennsylvania. NeighborhoodScout.com gives Doylestown a crime index of 83, which is safer than 83% of U.S. cities. Here we have a comparison of violent crimes between Doylestown and the rest of the U.S., containing some words that I can't say on YouTube, so read at your leisure. But the takeaway is that violent crime is very rare. When asked the question, how safe do you feel in this area? Of the residents polled, 86% responded, very safe. There's really no crime to speak of. Most of the time, homes can be found from the low $300,000 to well over $1 million. And most of the resources I found online as far as real estate statistics were woefully out of date. But the market statistics straight from the MLS tell us that from March 2021 through May, the average sold price in Doylestown was $510,000, and the median sold price was $430,000. Most of those being single attached with 3 or more bedrooms. So there you have it. Just a brief glimpse, the very surface of Doylestown, Pennsylvania. And again, if you're not familiar with this charming borough, and I know real estate agents throw that term around a lot, but that is the word for it, then I would strongly recommend take a day trip and see what you're missing. And let me know what I'm missing. Tell me in the comments what you would have included. And while you're down there, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to continue advancing your real estate literacy. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.